is the Rangers Journal Night.
Hello again. Apologies, everyone, if you were watching and we get cut off there. We've no idea what happened. Scotty, welcome back. You all right?
Aye, not bad, mate. Not bad at all. Sorry about that, folks.
Got a couple of viewers back. I can see in the count. Hopefully, folk go to the live section again and see we're back up. Anyways, I was saying earlier on, very reminiscent of the European nights we experienced in the run to the Europa League final, wasn't it? With the Tab goal. Well, discussing Tab's fitness, you felt that he was having a wee break there has enabled him to come back and be a bit more like his old self tonight.
Aye, definitely. I think being taken out of the team has done him good mentally and physically. Being taken out of the team is something that's not happened to him before, and it has, and we've seen a reaction, which we should for the captain. Excuse me, but it's also really good to see him still getting in at back post, causing bother. It's overall, it's a good night.
Certainly, the scoreline at the end of the game is a great, is a great scoreline, and not one we've kind of seen in recent times. But we'll talk about the first half in general. Standout for me, Igaman seemed to be involved in everything going forward. They went a wee bit quiet midway through it. This is just their immediate reactions, I suppose. So we'll go in depth over his performance on tomorrow's pod. But I was happy to see him because he could have taken a wee knock from not having a great game at the weekend, but he came out all guns blazing. And I loved that wee back heel attempt for a shot at goal as well.
I thought I thought it benefited him playing a wee bit deeper tonight. One thing I've noticed from him in European football is he's good up in the 9, but when I've seen him in the 9 domestically, he kind of struggles to get service, to get the ball to his feet, to be involved in the play. And I thought tonight he was excellent in all aspects. He's played, held the ball up well. He's got a wee bit of trickery, something that we've not seen. He's got that kind of gallus attitude about him, isn't he? He's quite not arrogant, but he's confident in his own ability, and he's not scared to try something either, which is something we've all been banging the drum for.
I mean, I think he's cut from Makhlouf because I once did score a goal at that in 5s. Across going back heeled it. Other positive in the first half, Hadji as well was involved in everything. This 1-2 touching round the box is the way to kind of break down teams that come out like Kilmarnock. What did you make of the way Kilmarnock set up? It wasn't quite the same normal or 11 men behind the ball.
No, they done, but most teams have done at Ibrox this season. They came, but what I noticed about Kilmarnock against Celtic when they played them at home is that they played quite a high line and went man for man against Celtic. It wasn't really the same tonight. They were a wee bit more compact than what they were, but fair play to them. They came out. They weren't. They didn't sit in by all means. They came out and they tried to make a game of it, and we just picked them off 1-1. As soon as we get the first goal, you kind of knew where the game was going. But initially, the first kind of 20-30 minutes, I thought St Johnstone was an improved performance. This is a further improvement again tonight.
I agree with you. I don't know if I necessarily agree that when the first goal came, you could see it coming, because I feel like went into half time, the better team as usual. Now, we got a goal this time in the first half, but I wasn't completely confident it was going to go the way it did in the end. But just reflecting on the first half, I feel like you're saying, like in the first 30 minutes as usual, a wee bit huff and puff with nothing really coming off. That's where I was getting worried that it was going to go the same way as, I thought we were going to win, but I just didn't see this kind of result coming. Although in the post-match, Ross had mentioned, the pre-match, Ross had mentioned that there was someone there coming up that we're going to give them a doing, and I jumped on board that bus with him because he talked me into it. But he was quite right this evening. Was there anything in that first half that suggested we were going to go and get 6 though?
No, I wouldn't say that we were going to go and get 6, but what I thought, what the point you disagreed with, is I thought we would have went on maybe get 2 or 3 and looked more comfortable tonight. I didn't necessarily see us scoring 6 goals. No, I've not.
Fair enough, mate.
I've been probably the most negative guy on the podcast about Kilmarnock in his tenure and about Rangers recently. And by no means am I convinced that this is a turning point tonight. This is a good result, and this is all I'm treating it for. The first half, I would say, was a fairly solid performance. Killie had a kind of a wee spell where they had possession of the ball, but Rangers seemed to handle it quite well. Balogun and Suter again at the back. It's just that needs to be the pairing going forward domestically. I mean, there wasn't really a chink in the armour tonight, was there?
No, and Suter again. I can't really give him a 9 for that performance because he didn't really have enough to do, but he certainly was a solid 8 this evening. Balogun as well, striding out of the ball at the back. It's that kind of confidence that I like to see, especially in the back line. What I noticed as well with the formation not having Barden and Raskin sitting, you didn't get Raskin just taking the ball off them. In the middle of our half,
Right.
They were coming out with the ball and setting the moves in motion. I've been calling out for this for Gerrard's time, mate, just to play the one holding midfielder. I'm not going to be. This is more the negative point. Diamandi seemed to be missing the whole game for me. I don't know what you thought on that.
Diamandi's an awkward one, Billy, because he does an awful lot of things that's selfless in terms of making runs and dragging players out of position, but he's does an awful lot of work off the ball, but he's not influential enough on it, if that makes any sense. He's not influential enough in...
That's my problem, mate.
He's not well known for, like, with Raskin, he's a hard tackler, he'll win a ball back, he'll keep it simple. With Barron, it's roughly the same, he's a bit more box to box, but with Diamandi, you kind of struggle to see where the qualities are, if that makes any sense. And I mean, is that a Rangers problem where we're not getting the best out of Diamandi? Or I think personally he just contributed in a solid team performance tonight. He was part of the team and it was comfortable enough next to Raskin in midfield.
Well, as I say, mate, I wasn't trying to be too negative about it, but I felt he was the only kind of negative point, if you're going to have one. Mate, even Kieran Dowell impressed me this evening, so I'm not going to be too bad. But moving into the second half, effectively the game was over as a competition within a 2-minute period. What do you take of the kind of quick fire goals?
Brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. Don't know where it's been.
I
think Yanis Hadji showed us tonight what we've been missing. Just looking through some of the comments here, everybody's coming on and nobody's got one bad word to say about Hadji. There's been a few the whole contract situation and all that part of, let's just put all that behind us and just put this guy in the 10. It makes sense because he's the only 10 that we've had all season that can get back. I mean, I seen him playing as an 8 at some point tonight, tracking back. He was up and down the park. He was solid in every aspect of his game. Picked a pass, good to tackle, always made himself available, and that's probably the biggest thing that's been missing for the front four. And this Rangers team is somebody making themselves available, and the 2 goals were just quality, and that's what Yanis Hadji brings to your team, is quality. So for me, he's a must to stay there going forward.
You know what he does, mate, is what he doesn't do, actually. He doesn't take too many touches. He's looking to get it quickly out of his feet and onto on another player. For me, anyway, I don't know if you agree with that, but it seems like we're always wanting to get the perfect. I mean, we've been saying that for years as well. That score the perfect goal, and we always seem to take too many touches. And when the box already crowded, that just gives the defence a chance to nick it off you, or at least force you into a position where you're not going to get a clear shot at goal. Substitutes, come on. I guess I can understand why, but I wasn't too enamoured to see Cyril Dessers come on. But he shut me up, I suppose, because 2 good goals. I don't know what the offside was about. I don't know if you felt that it was, but it looked clearly onside when I was watching it live. But they pulled that up for a VAR line check. Same with Tav's goal actually earlier on. I didn't think that was offside either. But 2 nice finishes by him. And the second goal that I'm going to bring out, that Kieran Dowell's pass to Tavernier, was the reason Tav was able to put that ball in. So I'm going to give him credit because I've certainly been one of his derisory knockers, whatever you want to call it. Dessers' performance when he came on, mate, what do you think?
Well, firstly, on the subs, it's kind of that old joke, isn't it? When you see it, it's Dowell on TV off, is it not?
I've not heard that, but there you go.
Grim. It's a bit grim. But I thought Dessers, is that who we're talking about? Sorry, I forgot your question because I
Just
was
yeah,
too
just
busy
I mean,
trying
I'm
to
just want to
jokes.
go over. Don't want to go too in depth, but just generally Dessers' performance with his 2 goals. He also was still looking by the end. I mean, I think the commentator said it on Rangers TV. He'll be the only one that didn't want the 3 minutes to go up, wanted it to be 6. So he still was hungry, still chasing things down. When he's got competition, I think that's when you see him score these goals. Maybe that's unfair, but I thought he played well when he
No,
came
I
on.
think you're
Obviously,
right.
yep.
I think that's the preferred squad role for Cyril Dessers going forward is
Yep.
off the
That's
bench.
what I was going to say. Yep.
Mitch is in the comments, and Mitch has even alleviated it in the past that he isn't a guy that can start up front and produce weekly. He's a frustrating figure, but on nights like tonight, you can pull him off the bench and he'll come on and contribute. But can he contribute? The next question for me with Dessers is, can he contribute off the bench if we're 1 each in a game and we've got 10 minutes left? Can he come on and score that winning goal and be is he a match winner? Basically, you know what I mean? It's but he come on to his goals really, really well, and it's just typical all minute really that he comes on and bangs 2 and nearly gets a hat trick in the space of like 15, 20 minutes. But he'll frustrate us all at Ross County on Sunday if he starts.
I'm going to hope he doesn't start because when he came on, and I think it was after his first goal, I'm thinking to myself, just exactly what you just said there. This is his role, or this should be his role. Danilo can run, hopefully stay fit and run the defenders kind of ragged. Igaman, if he stays there, and I know it's not going to be the same team every single game, but if we could go forward with that kind of outline, it's more in the kind of mold of you were speaking to all those other podcasters about Clement's time before coming here. It seems to be that's more the style of play that he was known for, as opposed to what we've seen this last year.
Aye, definitely, and I think number 9's the missing piece of the puzzle, and I think it has been. But then you're playing your square pegs and round holes, isn't it? Dujon Sterling's been at right wing, McCausland's been in and out of the team, Badrami on the left. It's not really worked. But Danilo hopefully can stay fit, get a run in the team now. Really happy he got his goal tonight. That header in the first half, he probably should have scored it. But then that's what all good strikers do. Danilo's came on and got his second goal in the second half and really got his going, if that makes any sense.
Yeah.
Him and Igaman link-up play was outstanding tonight. I thought having two good players in the park, Igaman's physicality, the way he caresses the ball, gives it to Danilo, etc., etc. So, aye, all positive, Billy.
That's a kind of good point, actually, Scott. It just kind of dawned on me when you said it, that the second goal got us going, and maybe that's been the problem when we're only getting the one, or of going down 1 goal and getting 1 back. We need that second one to actually kick us into life and give us the confidence and belief. So, you're onto something with that one. Can I draw you back to the first half, just because it never really got looked at, but Raskin got quite a bad cut, obviously.
Mm-hmm.
They said on, he was just going for the ball, but it certainly seemed like a delayed headbutt by the Kilmarnock player. Maybe I'm just overthinking it. Looked nasty to me.
How it wasn't a booking, at least, is beyond me. It's definitely a booking. He's nutted him right in the side of the head.
Yep.
There's no getting away from it. I don't know whether he meant it or not. I can't revert back to it really quickly just now, but for me it looked at least a yellow. I think Tom Miller on commentary says the same thing, that it should have been a yellow card. Mm-hmm. But we all know what it's like. Rangers fans in Ibrox love somebody with a bandage on, and Raskin got man of the match. I think at the end of the game, didn't he? So that's him in the bandage Hall of Fame now.
Doug's asked the question there, and I think you've already put your flag on the mast there. Scotty, do you believe this is the watershed moment for Clement? I don't think he was particularly flexible in his formation. I think he just happened to have more players available that were more suited to the formation, and he's been accused of not being flexible, and doing that square pegs round holes that you mentioned, Scotty. But no, I just think these players he's now got, and we're still to get like Matondo coming back. He could offer something with his pace. Get to the byline, cut it in. So not Doug. I don't think so. I don't think it's a watermark by any stretch. But definitely happy with the result. Again, there's another comment there. Hadji being the difference. That really is. I mean, I know Raskin got the man of the match. I think you could have easily given it to Hadji. You could easily given it to one or two others. Igaman as well, just for his performance. I'll come to you on that. Have you got a man of the match in mind, Scott?
It would have been Hadji, 100%. There's no getting away from it. The way he looked after the ball tonight, every time he brought this team out of their comfort zone tonight, Billy, because he was playing it forward into crowded spaces and players had to deal with it and make quick decisions and play a ball in a corner to Jeff Day running on it or whoever, or Tav. It was just a lot more free flowing tonight, and that was because Hadji was finding these passes and putting these players in those situations where they either had to make a mistake or they had to do something brilliant. Do you know what I mean? So Hadji was, as Dado said, Hadji was the difference tonight. It was my man of the match. What about you?
Yeah, that's why I brought it up, because I was hoping somebody would agree with it. I didn't think I was going to be wild for suggesting Hadji's the man of the match, but there wasn't really. I guess at the beginning of the comments was a few mentioned Hadji, but I just think he's made in these league performances the improvement you mentioned against St Johnstone and the improvement again tonight has been not solely down to Hadji, but very much in the final third. Hadji's been the biggest influence, I think. He gets an assist for the goal on Sunday. How many would he get? You're getting a couple of assists tonight, won't you?
Aye.
So
two. I think he got. Tav got one. Hadji got two. Tav got one. Jeff Day got one. I can't remember who else. Igaman's goal was he picked the ball up for kind of break of the ball kind of thing. But I can't really think who else would have been.
None of them were available. I could find on Twitter before we started to refresh my memory of them. But good performance all in. I was just seeing Curry mention something there. Is this Clement getting a bit of grace back, or will he get any grace back with this? I'll let you answer first, Scott.
I don't know. No, not with me, doesn't it? Because this is something that he could have picked at Aberdeen. Igaman was fit. Hadji was fit. Hadji didn't start at Aberdeen. Danilo, I don't know where Danilo is in his fitness, right? But who'd have thought that putting two strikers in the park would have helped? Now, it would probably have helped Dessers up at Pittodrie. I know that for a fact. If Igaman was on the park. So there's a lot of questions that still need answered for me. It's a step in the right direction, 100%, and I'm going to enjoy the victory tonight. But really, it's a performance that we should have been seeing long before now. What about you? I thought I was going to say exactly what you said, but I guess I need to be fair and go, well, not yet. It's not a watershed moment yet. He's not. He would need to beat Celtic at least, probably in the cup and probably at least at Ibrox to get the fans to turn back, because right now I think 99% of the fans have turned on him. Now getting results is the only thing he can do to get us to go back. But the big one is he's still not beating Celtic. Even in the game we were favourites at Ibrox last season, we contrived to make it difficult. And okay, it was a great result, 3-3. But thanks, Corey. It's a step in the right direction. It's a step back at least. We had that pod a few weeks back, kicking the can down the road. I'm still not fully convinced that that's not the case still, mate. I think that, a heavy defeat in the cup final, and then the next day after that, if that had to happen, that's when the new CEO comes in. That could be the day that if it goes that way, it happens. Seeing a performance like tonight, though, gives me a bit more encouragement that it's not, because you put that together with some European results against teams I would say are better than Celtic. We should be able to beat them in a one-off match, and we certainly should be able to beat them at home. So it's his to gain back, I guess. So I'm not back on board fully, if you know what I mean. But I'm willing to be persuaded if he can change the way that the old firm goes. I don't believe we're going to
we have a chance at even pulling back the league. But that's us pulled a good chunk of points back against Aberdeen. So that's his first port of call is to get us back in second position and winning an Old Firm game or two.
Aye, I know. I completely agree with everything you said, Billy. The thing is, for me, if it comes to Ibrox, and even if it's a brilliant draw we get, he's still out the door. You can't survive playing Celtic 7 times and not beating them. That's going to be... It's really coming up for crunch time now. But we have a CEO in the building. We've got an interim chairman. So there's some leadership at the club. We've got Coppin as the technical director. There's a certain structure. What I did notice last night is that David McCallum was back on B team duties. So does that mean that I think it's been Malky Thompson that's been doing press and stuff after it? He's been taking the B team. So does that mean we've got a head of youth in as well? So we're starting to fill those positions. So it's a bit like Cyril Dessers. When he's got competition playing up front for a number 9 jersey, there's going to be even more pressure on Clement now because he's got people to answer to. And if he doesn't go and win these 2 games, I think we'll be changing manager again. But tonight is definitely a step in the right direction, mate.
I didn't want to take it down a negative path after such a good result. It's we should be beating Kilmarnock home and away, and obviously we drew there earlier on in the season. It's a little bit of retribution, kind of, but I'd rather we just beat them 1-0 twice, if you know what I mean, rather than getting the draw. Looking ahead, though, mate, I believe we've got some a special pod about a special report at least on the AGM tomorrow. You tell us anything about that?
Ryan from Gers TV is attending the AGM, and he's going to be on tomorrow night to give us a debrief on what we said. There's not going to be any of the how do I put this politically? There's not going to be any of the daft questions on it, put it that way, about folk complaining about toilets and all that. It's going to be if there's any significant developments, Ryan will be here tomorrow night to fill us in on them.
So no undercooked hot dogs in the Copeland?
I don't know.
Sorry, I thought you maybe knew that joke, but never mind. Look, again, great result this evening. We get closer to second place. I'm pretty sure that we'll be back in second place within the next month, mate. I'm confident in that, especially after performance tonight. Anything else to say about tonight or anything over the next couple of days?
No, like I said, tonight's a step in the right direction. It's just we dominated the match. We took a game to Kilmarnock. We played some nice free-flowing attacking football. I think it's fair to say we all enjoyed it. Mm-hmm. We all enjoyed Nice, and we all seen a bit of an improvement against St Johnstone, although it wasn't ideal, but we still get a job done. You take that after a European hangover, and it's about changing the narrative now and starting to see what we want, but what we've all been looking for in the park, and that's just a wee turn in the narrative and the expectations, and starting to see a team we can be proud of again.
There's just been a few false starts, good results in Europe, and then come home and
too many
drop points in the league. It would be nice to build on the Nice performance. That's now two more wins after that. We go to Ross County at the weekend. Not a great place, but we don't tend to do badly there. We do tend to be comfortable. You seem to remember the one McGregor drops a ball, and I think we either drew or get beaten that game. But we remember these ones, but you never remember the times we comfortably win 3-0 and whatever. So roll on that game. We've got some pods before that though, so please join us over the next couple of days. Thank you very much for your comments, everyone. Thanks for watching this evening. I do apologise again for the technical difficulty earlier on, but everybody's managed to join us again, so thanks for that. Scotty, thanks for coming on with us, mate.
Not any problem at all, Billy. Thanks for taking the hosting chair, mate. I enjoy it, mate. Thanks everyone for watching, and remember, every night is a Rangers Journal night. Good night.